You'd think he could turn a hand, clean up his kitchen a little bit, wouldn't you? Are you up? Can you hear me, boy? Get your butt out of that bed and get to work.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm up.
Then move it. It's still my business, and you still work for me.
Don't you think you ought to listen to your doctor and stop smoking?
What you can do is stop telling me how to run my life. Now, I want you to get out there and do a full day for a change. Revenue is down.
Listen, I'm trying to do the best I can. You know, maybe if you cut out the booze and the smoking, we could actually save some money.
Look here. You work for me, and that means you do what I say. Is that clear? Don't you forget them cigars either.
Jake. Hey.
Hey.
I want you to do me a favor.
No more favors.
No. Wait a minute. I want you to come to Rita's retirement party this afternoon.
Look, Harvey, I've been here all night. Look, Bobby, I gotta be back here, too. Bobby didn't show up.
Come on, you know, just she's after
Rita.
30 years. 30 years, man.
The librarian?
Yeah, the librarian. After 30 years, she's retiring.
Oh, man.
Come on.
No. Yes. Look, I got library books overdue. I can't go there.
Well, so what? Bring them back. Maybe she'll give you amnesty.
I'm too tired, Harvey.
Come on.
All right. You want me there?
Yes.
I'll be there. Just for you.
Thank you. Hey, Mr. Regal, how you doing?
Good. Hey, you need any more of those travel posters for your bedroom?
Oh, no, sir, not at the moment. Got plenty of places to dream about already, thanks to you.
Sure, no problem. Well, look, if you need any more, you just drop by the office, we'll set you up.
Oh, yes, sir, I'll do that.
Ooh. Oh. Oh. Who would believe that that stench comes from humans, huh, Harvey?
Yes, sir. Makes it even worse on a hot day like this.
Yeah.
But just breathe through your mouth, though. You'll be okay.
It doesn't seem to affect you.
Well, after 20 years, you get used to just about everything connected to this business.
Oh, that how long you been doing it, huh?
Oh, yes, sir, half my life.
Well, your father still help you out?
No, sir. He just stays home and collects his tribute.
Well, what about the rest of your family?
Well, Mom's been dead about 20 years now, diabetes, and I don't have any siblings because my mom was too sick. She couldn't have any more children. And, well, there's just Dad.
Yeah. You ever attend college, Harvey?
Oh, yes, sir. I attended the local community college a couple of years after high school. I took some writing courses, literature.
Well, community college isn't the same as the university. A degree from a well-established institution could get you a fine-paying job so that you're well-equipped to pursue the American dream to your heart's desire.
Well, sir, I do have a degree.
You do? In what?
In common sense. If I live a long and fruitful life, Lord willing, I would achieve my doctorate. Well, sir, tank's all pumped. Time to fill it back up once again.
Well, if a man could figure out a way to eliminate his bodily functions, we'd really have something.
Then I'd be out of a job, sir.
Well, I guess you would. We need people like you, Harvey, to clean up after the rest of us. You take care.
Yeah. Need people like you, Harvey, to clean up after the rest of us. I hate this life. Want a loser like me anyway. I would.
He ain't nothing but a bum. Weren't for me, he wouldn't have a place to live or a job.
You are wrong, Herb. Your son is the hardest working individual I've ever known. Not only does he run your business, he also volunteers to clean up the church and take care of the elderly in this town. He is a model citizen in this community, and he is a good and faithful tither, too.
Oh, I knew it would come to that. You preachers are all alike. All you think about is the money. Always begging and always needling where you're not wanted and not needed.
What makes you such a hard man, Herb?
Life. Life makes a man hard.
Well, I'm an old merchant marine. I know about a hard life, but that is where the love of Jesus comes in. It'll melt the hardness in your heart.
If all I wanted was a sermon, all I have to do is go in there, turn on the TV, and listen to those phonies on PTL, Pass the Loot Club.
You're gonna die in your sins, Herb, and you don't even care.
I'm a Catholic. If I feel the need to confess my sins, all I do is find a priest and buy my way out of purgatory.
You ain't gonna get out of it that easy, brother. But I didn't come here to argue theology with you or to ask for a handout.
All right, what did you come here to annoy me about?
I come here to talk about your son. Harvey's 40 years old, and he deserves a place of his own.
So you're fixing to talk my son against me, is that it?
I'm not doing that, and you know it. But you are holding your son back because you are afraid to be alone, and he's compassionate enough to care for you.
And rightly so. I'm giving him this fine place to live. and a fine business that I built up myself with my own sweat and blood. He doesn't need anything else. Certainly not some tramp to complicate his life.
He needs a companion, and you are not it.
So what do you want me to do, play matchmaker to some pervert? Did you know he came between me and my wife?
Herb, you warp-minded fool! He did no such of a thing, and you know it. Helen died of the diabetes while you were out whoring around. He took care of her because you didn't want to see the sight of her going in pieces.
I don't want to hear all this.
Is there no getting through to you? Do you not realize how deep in the hole your sins have taken you?
This is my house. And I don't want you giving me a sermon now or ever.
Fine. But you ain't gonna stop me from praying for your redemption.
Oh, pray your fool head off. What good do you think it's gonna do? Go on.
We'll see. One man and God is a majority. Now, your son needs a wife, and I'm gonna help him any way I can.
God isn't gonna work any miracles around here. My son is a bum and a loser, and nobody but a bum or a loser would want him.
I've had my say.
You mind them chickens, too.
Jake. Hi. Glad to see you're enjoying the buffet.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Thank you. Excuse me?
Harvey.
No, I haven't seen Harvey. That's Vienna, the new librarian. Would you like to meet her? Well, thanks for coming.
God bless.
Thank you.
Jake!
Oh, there you are. Oh! Man! What are you doing? You smell that? What is wrong with you? Bring that stuff in eating blind people. There's a burn. Look, that's just wrong. It's wrong.
No, will you give me a break? I just got here. You know, my last job was a bit messy. Some of us have to work for a living.
Oh, look, you weren't here. I said goodbye to Rita. I had me a little bite, and I'm out of here. Let's go. Come on.
No, wait a minute. I just got here. I haven't even seen Rita yet.
You seen the other one?
No. What does she look like? Is she a dog?
What can I say? She's a librarian.
Harvey!
Hey, Hannah.
Oh, you stink!
Oh, come on, Hannah. You know I don't always stink.
Yes, he does.
It's okay. I know you don't always stink. Come on, Harvey.
I'll see you later.
Hey, Harvey, hose yourself down before you come to the bar, will you?
Harvey. Harvey.
What? Oh, how are you? How's your heart? Did the doctor make it all better?
Yeah. See? All better.
They did a fine job. Praise God.
Yeah. Praise God. Come on. Come on, hurry. Harvey, sit down. See?
Yeah.
Harvey.
Huh?
See?
Huh. What does that say?
My name.
Really? Do you know why your name is so special? Because your name spelled backwards is the same as it's spelled forwards. Look. H-A-N-N-A-H. You know what that makes you? That makes you a palindrome.
Yeah, a palindrome.
It's time to go.
Why?
Because I say.
Why?
I'll see you soon, my little palindrome.
Now let's go.
Bye, Harvey.
How many times do I have to tell you not to go near that man? He is covered in germs. Now I'm gonna have to disinfect you. Hannah, let's go.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah. Hey, Rita.
Hi, Harvey. Oh, another work day, I see.
Oh, well, yeah, you could say. Put in a full load.
Well, at least you have a sense of humor about your job.
Well, you got it. Yeah, it'd make you crazy if you don't. So, you're finally retiring.
Yep, today's my last day.
Today? But I thought you were going to be here till the end of the month.
Oh, no. 30 years is long enough for me, thanks.
Oh. Man, now what?
You know, I don't know. Having all this extra time is going to be pretty weird for me. At least I'll get to spend more time with my husband, that's for sure.
Must be nice to have time and a companion to do things with.
Yes, it is.
Well, I just wanted to say goodbye.
Thanks for coming by, Harvey.
Sure. Okay. You know, Rita, you've always been kind to me, and I just want to say thanks, and I hope your replacement is just like you.
Thank you. As a matter of fact, she's here. You know, she's a really, really nice girl. She's a little bit shy, but... Oh, why don't you meet her? V! V,
no.
Come over here for a minute.
Excuse me. Enjoy. Thank you.
Her name's Vienna, but she likes to be called V. V. Hi, I'd like you to meet Harvey Radford. Harvey, this is V.
Oh. Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Oh. Well, oh, your photos, they're beautiful, really.
Thank you. It's just a hobby. Nothing special, really. Nothing special.
Don't listen to her. She's so good, I call her the female Ansel Adams of the San Joaquin Valley. Don't know why she wants to be a librarian.
Well, thank you for the compliment, Rita, but I'm content for now.
Well, I think they're beautiful enough to be published. Really, they're very striking.
Well, thank you.
Harvey's a writer.
Really?
Just a frustrated one.
Oh, I have high hopes for you.
Yeah, your lips to God's ears. Well, I need to get going. Yeah.
So, thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
Such a good man. He's done a lot for the people in this town, too. So alone, though. Sometimes I feel for him. He really is a good writer. He's got such passion locked up in him. Wait a minute. Come with me for a minute. I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
I want to show you something. If I can remember where I put it.
What is it?
Got to get organized. Ah, here it is. Oh, sorry. Harvey gave me something that he wrote years ago. I think I'm probably the only one in town who ever read it, but take a look at it. He's really a good writer. Gotta get back to the party.
Okay. Thanks. photo. Rock formations are one of my favorite things.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, ma'am.
You're the new librarian.
Yes. Well, officially on Monday. Can I help you?
I'm Mrs. Woodward. My daughter's name is Hannah, and I'm very concerned about her coming here.
Why? The library is such a wonderful place for children.
Oh, of course it is. It's Harvey Radford I'm concerned about. You know him, right?
I just met him a few hours ago. He seems to have such a special touch with children.
Touch, well, that's the problem.
Excuse me?
See, I could never get this through to Rita. He's got her so wrapped around his finger that she just can't see the whole picture.
Which is?
He works with sewage.
I believe that's his job, ma'am.
No, listen to me. My daughter has been very, very sick, and I will not allow her to be exposed to all of his germs.
I'm so sorry to hear about your daughter, Mrs. Woodward. Harvey seems to be such a nice man.
Did you see him at this party? He was disgusting.
Hey, ma'am, it's a library. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to lower our voices. He did apologize to Rita for his appearance.
I don't care.
Yes, ma'am.
Either you do something about him, or I'm gonna have to keep Hannah away from here. Are you gonna help me or not?
Yes. The next time that I see Harvey, I will let him know of your concerns.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sometimes, Jake, you are just too much. You know what your problem is? Your problem is you've been drinking so much of your profits, it's made you brain dead to anything of beauty.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
You know what I think?
What?
I think you're sniffing too much methane on the job.
You can't even get past that to the inner beauty of Vienna's soul.
I think I'm gonna be sick. Everybody knows librarians are boring, you know. She probably does it by the book. Hey, that's pretty good. Librarians do it by the book. I better write that down, copyright it before someone steals it. Make myself a fortune. T-shirts, bumper stickers.
You're just too much.
Librarians do it by the book. Okay, not bad.
Listen to this from the odds and ends section. From Africa, 3 Kenyans died trying to retrieve a cell phone that fell into an open pit latrine as the phone's owner answered a call of nature. Anxious to recover her phone, the owner offered 1,000 shillings to anyone who would recover it.
1,000 shillings? I'd do it for that.
It says here 1,000 shillings is worth $13.09 in U.S. currency.
Well, I wouldn't do it for that.
It says here that over half the Kenyan population of 30 million people lives on less than $1 a day. So in effect, she's offering anybody 2 weeks' pay to go down a hole and get her phone.
2 weeks' pay?
Yeah.
I'd have to think about that. No chance in hell. How'd these guys die in there? Does it say that?
It says the first guy to try failed to resurface after disappearing down a ladder into the latrine.
Sweet.
His friend went after him but slipped and fell.
Oh, you're kidding me.
The third casualty, trying to rescue the other 2 men, was hauled out of the pit by neighbors after he inhaled the fumes and lost consciousness. The man died on the way to the hospital.
Idiots. There's no way you could get me down that hole and wade, swim through all that crap. No, that's disgusting. No way I would do that. Did you get her phone back?
It just says a 4th man was going to try and get the phone, but the police stopped him, thereby preventing another senseless death.
Oh, you remember that guy, that 80-year-old guy? What's his name? He's got the real smooth skin, looks half his age. He says the secret to looking and feeling young and vigorous was to drink a glass of his own urine every day. Yeah. Preferably the first piss in the morning. It's got more vitamins and minerals in it. Oh, thanks. That's what he said.
What does that story have to do with these Africans who died in the latrine?
What? I don't know. You're talking about crap. I was talking about piss. What's the difference?
I'm talking death by dung fumes, and you're giving me everlasting youth by urination. What is that?
What? Your whole life is sewage, Harvey. Now you're bringing us stories about it.
I'm talking a tragic story here. This is tragedy. What are you trying to say?
I don't know. You confuse me.
I'm just asking, Jake.
Antonio ad Porta.
Como? Hey.
Antonio Vazadamina. How are you? What can I get you?
Coca-Cola.
Ah, Coca-Cola.
And maybe I should have another one of what my young friend here is drinking, huh?
You want another ginger ale, Harvey?
Yeah, sure, Jake. Just as long as it doesn't have that aged yellow look.
Ah, no age yellow look.
Hey, how's the Latin scholar doing?
Hey, Wayne, weedy, weaky.
Hey, tu, Tony?
Hey, I'm so glad you keep up with your studies, huh? Yeah.
Well, you know, when your mother drags you off to mass, it's still being done in the ancient tongue. You tend to pick up a thing or two between naps.
Hey, you don't have to tell me. I grew up in a family of 6, 3 girls and 3 boys. And my saint of the mama, Pasqualina, may she rest in peace, always saw to it we went to mass.
Here's a couple of sodas. Take the heat off of you.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, compadre. Hey, you too, big guy.
Yeah, I'll drink to that.
You drink to anything.
Yeah, except boring librarians who do about a book.
What?
Hey, don't pay any attention to him. It's just Jake's attempted bad humor, you know what I mean?
Oh, you got any more crap stories? I didn't think so. I gotta take a piss.
Good, why don't you go do that?
Hey, I will. Do you want me to save you something?
No, why don't you just keep it on ice, huh?
I think you need it.
So, what's happening in the soap opera you laughingly call your life?
Same old, same old. Still cleaning up after people. Still feel like the low man on the social totem pole. You know, I'm trapped and it's never gonna end until I die.
Why are you so down on yourself, huh? You got a good job. You're not mooching off the taxpayer. You're a responsible man. That's a good thing.
I don't know. I mean, it's not just my business or my social standing in this community. It's my personal life as well. I'm 40 years old and I have nobody.
I understand. I do.
Do you? Really? Because I don't. I mean, I get so lonely sometimes, you know, that I think I'm gonna die this way.
I know. But it doesn't have to be that way. Look at me. I'm gonna be 78 years old my next birthday, December 11th. I'm married almost 50 years to the same beautiful, wonderful woman I met at the North Shore Dance Fest. I was 28 years old. I had been brushed off on by so many different women of so many different shapes and sizes that I was ready to write a book, Bruised, Bothered, and Bewildered by Dr. Payne.
Sounds like something I can write.
Well, you and a million other guys. But then I met Catherine. I mean, she was in the process of being dumped by some blind date, thank God. That's how we met. 2 lost souls in a sea of souls. Well, we connected that night. Oh, we danced, we laughed. We sat and talked till 2 a.m. in the morning, and I found everything she had to say so interesting, and I still do. And I knew, Harvey, that night, and I believe she did too, that we were gonna be together for the rest of our lives.
Come on, that kind of stuff doesn't happen.
Well, it happened to us, and it can happen to you too. And when it does happen, you'll know it, and she'll know it, and it'll feel good and right, and it came from living a long and fruitful life. You see, when Catherine and I made the decision to step out in faith and marry, the Lord blessed us with 4 wonderful kids and numerous grandchildren. And 10 years ago, we retired. Me from clipping locks, her from teaching. We moved out here to California to be near the kids, and we're still happy. It's still love, honor, and cherish till death do us part. And it can be for you, too. Mark my words.
Okay, Tony. Okay. I can drink to that.
Oh, good. Hey, look at the time. I gotta go. If I'm late, the Catherine are gonna kill me. I don't get dinner. That's another thing you have to learn about marriage. You must be considerate of the other person's feelings. Hey, why don't you come around next week? It's Catherine's birthday. She would love it. She gonna make a nice fresh batch of bacala, your favorite, eh? Aladiola, alogubabi, shevike bacala.
Okay. I'll be there.
Hey, you be good, huh?
All right. Thank you.
Excelsior!
Yeah, Deo Lente.
Thank you. Excuse me, sir. My car just broke down. Is there someone that can get me back on the road?
Yeah, Pat. He's just up the road. I can call him, get him over here if you want.
Thank you.
You want a drink while you wait?
No, thank you. I don't drink any alcohol.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah. Pat, it's, yeah.
Hi, Vienna. Hi, it's Harvey.
Oh, yes, of course.
What seems to be the problem with your car?
A flat tire.
Daddy! Hey! Hey, yeah. Look, got this girl here. It's got a problem with the car.
Do you have a spare?
I think so, but I'm not good at those mechanical things.
Jake.
What? Huh?
Tell Pat thanks, but the problem's under control.
Apparently, Harvey. Yeah, he says he's gonna help out the lady.
No, really, Harvey. I don't want to be a bother.
No bother at all. Glad to help. Come on.
Do you hear about those Kenyans, you know, drinking piss?
Thank you. My car is over here in the parking lot.
Okay.
I'm so thankful I actually made it somewhere. I was so worried I was gonna be stranded.
Oh, well, it's probably not that bad. I mean, how'd you get to the flat anyway?
I think I must have hit a rock or something. I'm not sure, actually.
Oh.
Oh.
Here you go.
Thank you. You've been a tremendous blessing.
Sure, no problem. You'll probably need a new tire, though.
No doubt. I don't want you to think that this is inappropriate, but I'd really like to pay you for your help today because...
It's fine. It's fine, really.
Well, I would have had to pay somebody anyway, so why not pay you?
Well, Pat would have just charged you $5, if even that much.
Oh, well, I think you're worth a lot more than that, but thank you.
Well, thank you.
Have you had dinner yet? Because I am absolutely starving. I am so sorry. I didn't mean to embarrass you. That was really forward, and I...
It's fine. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go to dinner. Sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, do you know of a good place?
There's a place down the road, on the river.
Oh.
We can go to that if you'd like.
That sounds nice.
Okay. Well, why don't you follow me then?
Okay. Yeah. Now that my car's fixed. Okay. I'll follow you. Okay.
Wow. Your parents must have really loved you to give you such a privileged education. Me, I just got by. Anything I know, I learned on my own.
Just like my father, he learned everything he knows from our family cattle ranch. But I believe an education is what you make out of it.
Life isn't easy. Some people can't handle it, you know, and cave in, and others take it on the chin, accept it, and move on. You know, just as simple as that.
That's something my father would say, more or less.
Your father sounds like an all right guy. I'd like to meet him someday.
Well, he died a few years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that, Vienna.
You know, I see a lot of my father's character in you.
Really?
Yes. I see you have a good heart and soul.
What makes you think that?
Thank you.
Thanks.
I saw you this afternoon with that little girl.
Hannah.
Yes, Hannah. Both of you seem to share such a special bond.
Yeah. You know, I can count on 3 groups that like me for me. Children, senior citizens, and animals.
I wish Hannah's mother would see that.
Ah, Mrs. Woodward, the town crier.
That doesn't bother you?
No, not at all. See, she considers herself a good Christian woman. I mean, maybe she is. I mean, who am I to judge? But, well, I find that when she gets a piece of gossip, it tends to warp her judgment.
Well, I think she's more judgmental about your profession more than anything else. I'm sorry people treat you the way they do because of it.
You know, when my judgment day comes, I want to be judged by who I am and for my heart, not for my looks or profession, which, well, by the world's standards, I'd end up in hell.
Well, for me, it doesn't matter what you do for a living or what you look like. It's what's inside that counts.
I feel the same way too, Vienna.
Call me V. Everyone does.
Why? Vienna's such a beautiful name. Why lessen it?
I don't know, I'm just used to it, I guess.
How did you get your name?
Well, my father was a workaholic and my mother was the stay-at-home type, and the only way she could travel was through her books and music and movies. She loved the art of Venice and adored the classical music from Vienna. And when I came along, she was going to name me after the city of art, but I got mixed up with the city of music instead, and that's how I got my name.
Well, then your mother's mistake turned out to be a blessing.
Well, not for my brother who came along 2 years later.
You mean
He got tagged with Venice, and that doesn't help when you're in the meat business because everyone calls him venison instead. Venison, venison.
Oh, that's rich.
Oh, dear.
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 Did you ever decide to get married or settle down?
Marriage, love. You know, those words are so foreign to me. I don't know what you're talking about. When I was a kid, I had my life all figured out. I met the girl of my dreams when I was 10, and she beat me in arm wrestling in the 4th grade. That was it for me. I was going to marry her. After high school, we decided that we would both get jobs, save our money, get married at 20, and attend the local university. She wanted to go into sports medicine, and I wanted to pursue a career as a writer and editor.
So what happened?
Mom's care took all my time, and so she decided to go on to college without me. I mean, it was okay. At least that's what I told myself. We managed to get through the first year, but by the second year, I could feel the distance growing between us.
Did she meet someone else, or?
Yeah. 10 days before Christmas, Mom died, and my wife-to-be told me she had fallen in love with another woman.
What?
Yeah. Merry Christmas. You know, I never thought I would love again. I kept busy, kept the business going while Dad took a permanent vacation. And then one day I met another woman. Oh, we just sparked. I never knew such passion. We spent so much time together. It was like something you would have read about in an old classic romance novel.
I'm familiar with many of those old classic romance novels.
This was one of them. You know, we spent so much time together. We talked marriage. It was just time to take it to the next step.
Did you?
Oh. 6 months before the wedding, I found her in bed with another man, and that just did it for me. Never again. Love for me would be contained in notebooks.
But everyone needs love and to be loved. I mean, God created us as social beings. We would die without love in our lives, Harvey.
I know. Well, what about you? Has a man swept you off your feet?
No, not yet. I guess I'm old-fashioned. I believe that love is more than just sex and a one-night stand. To me, love is forever and a day.
I'm 40. Do you think that's too old to get married and settle down?
No, not at all. I think it's just right. Well, I'm 35. Do you think that's too old to marry and have children?
No. I think it's just right. You know, V, it's really none of my business, but I think your photographic style is just as good as any of those pros that you see in the galleries that are charging thousands of dollars for their work.
Oh, thank you.
Do you mainly stay with black and white?
Well, black and white is my favorite. I've tried shooting with color, but I just find black and white to be so much more challenging. I have to tell you something, Harvey. I've been reading your manuscript, and you are such a good writer. You're so passionate, and I can just feel you speak to me through these pages. It's absolutely wonderful.
How did you get my manuscript?
Well, Rita gave it to me.
Oh, she did?
I hope you don't mind, because I'm really enjoying it so far.
Well, since it's you, I guess it's okay.
Have you ever tried getting it published?
Oh, sure. I've got a drawer full of rejection slips to prove it.
Well, you could always self-publish it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I had a really good time tonight. Thank you for that gift.
I had a really good time, too, tonight. And, well, thank you for helping me when I needed it.
Oh, best thing I've done in a long time. Could I see you tomorrow?
Yeah, that would be nice. I have to put some time in the morning in the library, but tomorrow afternoon would be great.
Okay, tomorrow afternoon then I'll see you.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Oh.
Good night.
Good night.
Don't stop because of me, Harvey.
Oh, sorry, Pastor. I didn't know anybody was around.
Oh, don't be sorry. That was a lovely little song. I don't believe I've heard that before.
Oh, yeah, it's one of those Appalachian mountain hymns from back east, somewhere back there.
Well, it's lovely. You know, you have a beautiful voice. You ought to sing that song or another hymn in church some Sunday morning.
I don't know, Pastor. I like singing for myself. Yeah. I like a lot of those old hymns.
And, well, you should. There's a lot of solid theology in those hymns. It's good for the soul.
Yes, amen. Well, I was just finishing up my cleaning duties here.
So I see. Yeah. You know, Harvey, I don't know if I've told you lately, but I sure do appreciate what you do around here. You're a blessing to the church and to me.
Well, just try to be a servant, not doing anything the Lord doesn't expect me to do.
I know that, but we all like to be appreciated. Even I like it. I mean, pastors sometimes have a rough road, too, you know.
Amen. So, what brings you here on a Saturday afternoon?
Marriage.
What?
Yeah, Ken and Sarah, they want to tie the knot, so I called a meeting here with them. They've known each other since they were children, and they just felt like it was time. I had them come over here so I can talk to them, let them know that I don't marry people because of state license. It's man, woman, and God, not man, woman, and government. Now, their parents would like for them to wait a little while, of course, but I'm of the firm belief that a man and woman, especially a young man and woman, ought to be married. None of this horsing around will get them in more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah. I suppose you know when you know. Just yesterday I was their age, and now I...
You know, Harvey, it's not a sin to be happy. You need to find yourself a good woman that'll complete you. Till then, you're just existing. You're just a half a man.
Amen. Yes, sir.
Well, looks like my meeting's about to start. I'll see you in service tomorrow.
Yes, sir, I'll be here.
Well, here we are, boiling it down, so to speak. Did you know that cannibals don't like to eat comedians because they taste funny? Boy, I don't know where I come up with these zingers. Sometimes I just amaze myself. Well, let's go in here where we can talk. You know, I remember when you
I'm sorry, the library's closed.
It's Harvey.
Oh. Hi.
Hi.
I thought you said you were going to show up on later this afternoon. I just...
It is later on this afternoon, V.
Oh my goodness. I didn't realize it was so late in the day. Get my stuff and...
Sure. Wow, you look great. I love your hair. I like the way it flows.
Oh, thank you. You look good, too.
Oh, thanks. Take a drive with me?
Where?
I thought I'd show you around town.
What about my car? Will it be okay?
Oh, it'll be safe here. Do you always carry your camera?
Well, it's my constant companion. You never know when you'll come across a great shot.
Oh, well, then you're gonna love where we're going.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I'm confident you will.
Well, then, let's go. Oh.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh. Well, you see, my father's name is Herbert Leon Radford, and he just named the company after himself, H.L. Radford, and one day I come along, he just figures I'm gonna take over the business one day, and so instead of adding and son, you know, he just tries to figure out a name for me that fit into the initials, H&L.
So, how did he come up with H&L?
Well, about the time I was born, Lee Harvey Oswald had killed President Kennedy, and my father, being a staunch Republican, didn't like the fact that a Democrat was in the White House, and he noticed that if he reversed Oswald's first two initials, that fit real nice into his plans, and that's how I came to be known as Harvey Lee Radford.
That's a bizarre thing for a father to do to his son.
I mean, it's sad, really. I thought about changing my name once, but to what, I don't know.
You know, you're what you make out of your name. What matters is who you are inside, Harvey. You're a good guy.
Thank you.
Oh, look, it's beautiful. Unbelievable.
So, you just take landscapes?
I really love nature and animals, and I feel like you're just capturing this moment, just in a fleeting second, it could just be gone. And
But what about portraits?
the last picture I took of a person was actually of my father before he passed away.
Can you get any decent photos that way? I mean, I could pull over and stop for you if you like.
No, you'd be surprised what I can get with this fast lens. I call it my drive-by and shooting technique.
All right. Okay. Well, here we are. This is what I wanted to show you.
It's beautiful. I love the angles of the roof against the curves of the mountains. It makes for an amazing contrast. It's absolutely beautiful. Did you know in the Japanese culture that they believe if a building isn't occupied, that it becomes unloved and unwanted, just like we can.
Unloved and unwanted.
Is everything okay, Harvey?
Yeah. Come on, let's go. I want to show you something else.
Wow. This bridge is incredible. It's so romantic.
It's known as the Lover's Bridge.
Wow, I love the structure. It's absolutely amazing. Wow.
V, this is what I wanted to show you.
Oh, it's incredible. Look at this. TM loves JT, 1886. Oh, and this one. Ray and Emma, 1892. What do you think their lives were like back then? Do you think they stayed together?
Yeah, I believe they did. See these two? I know these people. Tony and Catherine. They've been together nearly half a century.
Wow. You know, my grandparents were together for over 60 years until my grandma passed away. Their love endured all things.
Now, people back then had to work out their problems. You know, divorce wasn't an option.
Well, it was a lot easier in those days.
I miss those traditional values. I want to be able to tell a woman that I love her and that I'll be there for her always, unconditionally, till death do us part and beyond.
It's very romantic. What's wrong, Harvey?
What do you mean?
You've been quiet the whole way here.
Well, when you mentioned being unloved and unwanted, my father used to tell me I was never loved and wanted. I was an accident.
Look, Harvey, you're a good person with a good heart.
Well, what does that matter? I mean, all I'm good for is cleaning up after others. You know, I never asked to be born into this life. It just happened.
Okay, so you didn't ask to be born. Well, none of us have. We can't choose our family. And sometimes the people who come into our lives become our family and are stronger and more loyal than our own blood.
I don't know. Look, I've never been good with other people. I mean, I never asked to be a loner. It's just the way it happened.
There's a remedy for that.
For what?
Loneliness.
Yeah? What's that?
A friend.
I'm sorry about this afternoon, V. I really wanted to show you a good time. I didn't mean to bother you with my personal problems.
Well, I did have a good time, Harvey. We all need to lean on someone at times. I know I do.
You're very understanding. You know, that's a wonderful quality to have.
Thank you. That's very sweet of you to say.
Yeah. No, I wish you didn't have to go visit your mother tonight.
I know, but since my brother's married with his own family, I try to get out to the ranch at least once a week just to make sure Mom's doing okay. Yeah. I'll be back tomorrow, though. I have a few things to straighten out of the library before we open on Monday. Do you have any plans tonight?
Me? Of course I do. Just a TV dinner and hanging out with my best friend, Jake. Can I call you tomorrow? I mean, that is if it isn't being too pushy.
No, not at all. That would be nice.
Great. You know, the town has a great fireworks show tomorrow night, and we could go to it if you want.
Fireworks?
The Harvest Festival. It's a big deal here in town. I mean,
that sounds like a lot of fun.
All right.
Never been to a harvest festival.
Okay.
Well, I actually better get going because my mom's gonna wonder where I am. It's getting late.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye.
Harvey, I did have a wonderful time all day. Thank you for letting me be part of your world. It was fun.
Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
I had such a fun day today.
So, tell me about it.
I just don't know how to explain it. This guy just came out of nowhere, and I was intrigued by him. He has such a kind, loving spirit about him. I think that's what drew me to him. I don't know. He makes me feel alive.
That's wonderful, darling.
I mean, I like being with him, and he makes me feel good about myself, and that's something no other man has ever been able to do. And he's such a gentleman. He treats me like a lady.
What does he do for a living?
He's a septic tank cleaner. And that bothers him, but I told him about us and how that sort of thing doesn't bother people like us.
Right.
And he isn't afraid to show his emotions.
And oh, he writes. He writes, Mom, and he writes with such beauty and such depth. It's amazing.
I'm sorry, I just keep running off at the mouth. What's wrong with me?
I think he makes you happy.
We talked at dinner last night. We talked so much. We just talked and talked and talked. It was so much fun. I feel completely at ease with him. He made me feel special.
You are special, Vienna.
We're going to the fireworks show tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. I think you would like him. I know Daddy would have.
Well, I'm sure if you like him, I'd be just as pleased about him, too. It's so good to see you happy again. It's been too long.
Thanks, Mom.
Oh.
Lord, thank you for Vienna. Thank you for her smile and her eyes and the way about her. And thank you for the time that I've been able to spend with her. And, oh, Lord, I don't deserve this. But I like it. And Lord, I hope she feels the same way about me too.
Good morning. Morning to you. Good morning, kids. How are you today? Good morning. Well, son, you seem to be really taken by this girl, whoever she is. When do I get to meet the poor lass?
Soon, Pastor. I'm gonna be meeting her this afternoon.
Well, bring her on by. Let her bask in my august presence.
Oh, we don't want to scare her off too soon.
This is true. It's happened before. I'm glad for you, son. I truly am. Praise God. Well, it's about time for the service to start.
Oh.
It'd be a shame for the pastor to be late to his own church, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's been known to happen before.
Not very often, thank the Lord.
Hello? Hello? Anyone home? Harvey?
What do you want? Who are you? What do you want?
Hello, Mr. Radford. I'm a friend of Harvey's. I just came to drop off a present for him.
A present? Really? Well, you got a present for me too, huh?
I'll just leave the gift here. I'm sorry to have bothered you.
Hold on, hold on. What's your name, sweetheart?
Vienna?
Uh-huh. I'll bet you're the reason that no-good boy has been smiling for the past 2 days. A friend, you say? Can I be your friend too, Vienna? Vienna? What kind of name is that? Were you one of those garlic-chewing guinea Jews? Is that it?
Excuse me?
Well, what decent woman would be seen with a man who smells like a sewer walking around? Logic tells me you must be a pro. What do you charge? I bet I can meet the price. I bet he paid a good fortune for you. Well, I can top that. Come on over here. Have a seat.
You're disgusting.
Well, I don't know if I want some little whore walking into my house and insulting me like that. Now, do you want to satisfy my needs the way you satisfy my low-life sons? Don't forget, green is green. Wait, hey, you tell that no-good, worthless boy of mine to keep his trash out of my house.
Along the Israeli-Syrian border. Initial reports claim Israeli jet fighters bombed a guerrilla base, killing at least 49 soldiers.
Well, looky here what I found. Framed fertilizer. Be just right for my compost pile.
Where'd you get that?
Your whore dropped it off.
What did you say? Did you call her that?
She came sashaying in here uninvited, making advances. I expect she was looking for a little extra cash.
What did you do to Vienna? Stand up. I said stand up and face me!
Off of me, you miserable no-good bum. I'll have you up on assault charges.
You bastard! I'm gonna find out what went on around here, and God help your miserable soul, because when I get back, you and I are gonna lock horns.
Vienna?
Rita, I didn't know you were here.
Well, I came by to pick up some pictures. What's wrong?
It was horrible.
The man is despicable.
Hey, who are you talking about?
Harvey's father. I went there to bring him a present. And he was so horrible to me, the things that he was saying to me.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Pete. I'm so sorry.
He's so evil. I don't know what he's capable of doing.
Harvey's taken care of his family all his life. He's never really had a life. His father's been ill for a really long time.
I just can't believe that that's Harvey's father. They are so different. Why does he stay with them?
He wants to give his father something he never got. Unconditional love. Think you could love a man like that? Mm-hmm.
Think you can push me around in my own house? Well, you gotta know this ain't coming. This is my house. Dirty, rotten bum. No good bum. I get him a job and find him a place to stay. And this is the thanks I get. Oh, well, we'll see now, won't we?
Vienna! Vienna! I know you're in there. Please talk to me. Vienna!
It's not a good time, Harvey.
Vienna, please. Vienna, what happened? What did he say to you? Please let me in.
I think I need to be alone, Harvey.
I don't want you to be alone. What happened? What did he say to you?
Your father was just cruel and disgusting to me.
I am so sorry. He had no right to speak to you that way. None. You know, he was such an evil Marine at boot camp that his superiors put him on permanent toilet duty. When he dies, I'm gonna put on his tombstone, "Here lies Herb Radford. He was a mean Marine who cleaned latrines." It's true. That's the story of his life. I've missed you all day. I really need to talk to you. Please let me in.
Come in. Bertram Russell once said, not to get too close to somebody, or else you might begin to love them.
And that's when you'll get hurt.
That's true. However, he said, the only remedy for this world is to love.
I'm just confused, Harvey. Everything's happening so fast, and I just... What's that?
Love.
Love.
From my heart.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
These last couple of days, my world has changed.
So is mine.
I'm at a crossroads. And when that happens, I do a lot of thinking and praying, wondering which way to go.
I know what you mean.
I had a horrendous vision last night. It was so vivid.
What was it?
It was me, 30 years from now, an old man, alone, and I had no one. And I had become cold and hard and cruel like my father before me. And I had lost the most precious of all jewels that most people take for granted: a wife, children, grandchildren. And with those jewels, I had also lost the titles: husband, father, grandfather. I don't want that dream to come true. And I don't know what the traditional need to get down on is. So I'm making up my own tradition, and I'm getting down on both of them. And I'm not asking, but I'm begging you to marry me because I love you, and I want to spend whatever remaining years I have left with you as your husband and the father of our children. Oh, Vienna, Vienna, marry me. Say yes, please.
I don't know, Harvey. I just don't know.
Did you know the last thing God created was woman? He saved you, the very best, most beautiful and perfect of all creations, for last. There's nothing more beautiful on the face of this earth than a woman. And marriage is teamwork. It's one man, one woman with God as the binding glue. A union that's there to help and comfort one another. Say yes, please marry me. And let's spend the rest of our lives together because I love you.
I do love you, Harvey. I do.
Will you marry me?
Yes. Yes. It's beautiful.
It was my grandmother's. Well, what do you know? It was meant for you all along, Mrs. Radford. I like the sound of that.
So do I.
Just one more thing we need to do before we can begin our lives.
Harvey, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't know what your father's capable of doing after today.
It'll be okay. He owes you an apology, all right? Come on.
But I don't need an apology from him.
It'll be all right. I'm with you now. Don't worry about it. Just trust me, okay? Come on. Come on. Hey, we have some talking to do. Are you listening? Hey!
Turn the TV back on.
You have an apology to make.
Get that whore out of my house, you silly SOB.
Harvey, be careful.
That make you a man? Oh, go ahead, use it.
No, Harvey.
Turn the TV back on.
You have an apology to make to my future wife.
Wife? You're gonna dishonor the family name with a piece of crap like that?
Let's just go, Harvey. It's a bad idea. He's not worth it.
That's it. Go, Harvey. And take that whore with you, will you?
Ah, you piece of crap. You sick, motherless bastard.
Oh, motherless bastard, is it? Well, boy, there's something I ought to tell you. I promised your mama I never would, but she's been dead some time now, so what the hell?
Yeah, and what's that?
You are not my son. You are not of my blood. Your mama managed to get herself knocked up before I was with her. She couldn't have any children after you were born, so I never got my get. I got you, as much as I hated it. And every time I looked at you, all I could see was your mama and that other fella. Oh, he was pretty smart. He took off.
Thank you. Thank you. You don't know what a relief it is for me to hear you say that. To know that I'll never become like you. God answers prayers after all.
You've lost so much. I feel sorry for you. Really, I do.
This is my house. This is my castle. I am the king here. Do you hear me?
Who am I? I don't even know anymore.
You're a wonderful man.
Where do I go from here?
Come on. It began when I set out on my own, till the time when I stopped being alone. It began when I went from me to we. When we kissed and you gave your love to me. Remember those words? You wrote them.
Yeah, a long time ago. A lifetime.
Those are good words, and they're yours. And someone out there will want to hear those words and all the rest you have to share.
I don't know.
I know. They're beautiful. We're gonna be just fine, Harvey. Just fine.
Yes, we will.